Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Marcus. We're back with another video, and today we're going to be asking, will the Colts have a top 5 defense next year? And this is going to be a good question. Going into next season, there's a lot of teams with a lot of promise. A lot of teams acquired a bunch of people. Edge rush, linebackers, corners, safeties. A lot of teams added depth on all specific roles that need to be filled going into next season. And the Colts did that as well, drafting Kwity Paye off the edge rush, which was one of the biggest needs for the Indianapolis Colts, was actually this question for us. Will we be a top 5 defense next year? In my opinion, we were a top 5 defense last year, so I think we can definitely carry that slate over to next year and be a top 5 defense. Definitely 100%. Now, this is a big question because we got a lot of talent on our defense. We know the Colts can use another cornerback, a veteran piece, or another go-to guy to add to the depth of the cornerback position for the Indianapolis Colts. We know we can add that. But the real thing is, even without that, we can still be top 5. We went to go get an edge rusher. We addressed that. We got an interior line. We got Buckner Stewart. We got Woods. We got a bunch of defensive linemen. We got a good linebacker core, even though we lost Anthony Walker, who was very pivotal. We got Bobby Okereke, who could pretty much fill his shoes and learn some of the things that Anthony Walker did that was better than him. Our safety core could be top-notch. Carly Willis and Julian Blackman, they can definitely do it. Our cornerback core, we don't know how Xavier Rhodes is going to perform next year, but we pretty much bought everybody back that we had last year, even added depth coming out of the draft. So I think we can definitely be a top 5 defense next year. Looking at the schedule, it's going to be a big fight. And if we come out there and fight, it definitely show and put up a fight week by week, and beat a few good teams, I definitely think that gives us the nod in being a top 5 defense going into next season. Now, if we do not perform, if the Colts do not perform to the top 5 tier, I think it's time to put the defensive coordinator on the hot seat. I think that's big time because, we had our defensive coordinator for a few years. We have pretty much the same core. And if we do take a step back, or the same holes or adjustments that needed to be filled last season is the same effect going into this season, I think we need to start looking at the coaching staff. And the first person we should look at is defensive coordinator, because this is going to be a big season for him. This is going to be a big season. We pretty much don't have an excuse at this point to not reach the AFC Championship. From my opinion, we do not have an excuse. We probably have one of the best rosters put on paper going into next year. On paper, this is not realistic things. This is saying if you look at paper rosters and you look at the Indianapolis Colts, you're going to pose them as a threat. Simple as that. You're going to pose the Colts as a threat, and they can be that team that can really shake a lot of teams going into next year. So the Colts, if they do not happen to be a top 5 defense, I think our defensive coordinator should be put on the hot seat. But we can save that video for later. I'm pretty sure we'll probably bring that up again into the future, but I think the Colts will have a top 5 defense next year, man. 100%. It's pretty much no excuse, like I said earlier. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Will the Colts have a top 5 defense? If we're top 10 at least, nothing wrong with that. But I think with what we got, we can be a top 5. But you guys let me know your whole thoughts on both sides, if we can be good or not. And if we do not be a top 5 defense, let me know the reasons why you would think that. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the comment section. This is Marcus, and you've been Culture Shock.